Tel Aviv woke up to smoke on June 4th. A car had exploded on the Holon highway during morning rush hour, and a woman was dead. Israeli police arrived, sealed the scene, and began what they called a criminal investigation. For a few hours, that was the story. A bombing, a victim, an open case, and then a statement appeared on X. And when people read it, the bombing stopped being a crime story and became something else entirely. Because the group that posted it did not just claim responsibility, it said it knew who the woman was. It said she was not a civilian. It said she worked for Mossad. And it said the operation had been months in the making, planned from the inside, executed in broad daylight on one of the most surveilled roads in the country. None of it has been confirmed. All of it is now being read in every intelligence office in the region. The first report said the victim was a 27-year-old man. That turned out to be wrong. Israel's emergency medical service later corrected the identification to a 35-year-old woman whose identity was not immediately known to authorities, not known to the police, not known to the medics. A woman who did not exist in any criminal database, who had no prior record, and whose name took hours to surface even within the Israeli system. That gap between explosion and identification is where the story changed, because into that gap stepped a group that said it knew exactly who she was. An Iran-linked group called Handala posted a statement on X claiming responsibility for what it described as a targeted assassination operation. According to the group, the woman killed on the Holon highway was not an ordinary civilian. Handala said she was a senior director inside what it called Mossad's New Influence Unit, connected to the agency's Iran desk. The group said the operation followed months of intelligence gathering, surveillance, and close monitoring of the target. None of these claims have been confirmed by Israeli authorities, and they should be treated as unverified assertions from a group aligned with Iran's broader information campaign. But the claim itself rewrote the meaning of the explosion in real time. Handala did not just claim responsibility, it issued a challenge. The group called on Israeli authorities to publicly reveal the victim's identity and address its allegations about her connection to Mossad. That dare is designed to keep the story alive. If Israel stays silent, the silence looks like a cover. If Israel denies it, Handala can call the denial a smokescreen. If Israel confirms anything, the group's credibility soars. There is no clean response to a claim built that way, and the people who wrote it knew that before they posted it. Israeli police confirmed the physical facts. Tel Aviv District Police Chief Haim Sargeroff said preliminary findings indicate a bomb weighing approximately half a kilogram detonated inside the vehicle. Authorities are treating the incident as a suspected homicide. But the investigation has not settled the most important question. Was the woman targeted in an assassination? Or was the blast a work accident involving the transportation of an explosive device that detonated prematurely? Officials said it remains unclear whether she brought the explosive material into the vehicle intentionally. Two scenarios, two completely different wars, and the police have not committed to either one. Iranian state-affiliated outlet Press TV reported that the woman was a former Israeli police officer. That claim has not been confirmed either, but it added another layer to a story that is now being shaped by competing narratives from multiple directions. For Handala and the Iranian information ecosystem, the ambiguity sustains the assassination narrative. For Israeli authorities, the ambiguity buys time. For everyone watching, the fog around the victim's identity is itself the most important signal of the day. In intelligence, the things a government will not say out loud are often more revealing than the things it will. If Handala's claims are accurate, the implications are enormous. It would mean an Iran-linked network successfully identified a serving Mossad officer, tracked her movements over months, planted an explosive device in or near her vehicle, and detonated it during rush hour on one of the most surveilled highways in Israel. That would represent a level of penetration into Israeli security that no outside group has publicly demonstrated since the founding of the state. It would mean the reach of the resistance, as Handala calls it, extends into the most protected urban corridor in the country. If Iran can reach Mossad inside Tel Aviv, the question of who is safe and where becomes unanswerable.
You said last week that the U.S. would go in and dig out the buried nuclear material in
with them.
With them.
Right.
Did Iran actually agree to that?
Well, it depends on what day you're talking about. They did agree, and then sometimes they agreed. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things we talk about. It's very overrated. I'm the one that overrated it. I thought, to me, it was important. To other people, it's not important, because those beautiful B-2 right here, the B-2 bombers, they obliterated. You know, when CNN said maybe it was an obliteration, they knew, I mean, before the pilots even came back home, before anybody saw the site. But then the Atomic Energy Commission went, they said it was obliterated. That stuff is buried underneath a mountain that virtually collapses. Very, very hard to get it. But nevertheless, I want to get it. We're the only ones, us and probably China are the only two countries that have the equipment where you can do that. So, yeah, I want to get it. We have, at different times, I mean, they've changed their mind a couple of times. But as it stands now, we will go in sometime in the not too distant future. It's very safe down there. You know, with Space Force, we have cameras. Every angle of those three sites are being watched at all times. If anybody went there, we'll see exactly what's happening, and we'll blow it up a little bit further. But as far as getting it, the B-2 bombers did a job like nobody's ever seen. In the night, with no moon, dead darkness, at 1 o'clock in the morning or so, they dropped those bombs, the biggest, just about as big a bomb as you can ever find, and it went down air chutes. It was hard to believe that they can do the technology. It followed a beam right into the air chutes, right, exploded. Very hard to get that material, but I still nevertheless want it. And I don't want to do it if we're in conflict. I don't want to put men in that kind of danger. I remember Jimmy Carter had some bad problems in Iran with the hostages. I don't want to ever put our people in that kind of danger. But when it's over, as of this moment, it's agreed that we will go in with them, we will get it, and we will destroy it. It will be destroyed. Frankly, they picked the wrong country, but maybe we're going to be getting along with Iran. We're going to find out. You know, there is a good possibility, I think, because without the bombing, that wouldn't have worked. Without the blockade. The blockade is the most powerful thing. I think the blockade maybe has more impact than the bombing has. But the blockade that we have, the naval blockade, is incredible. Now, one ship has gotten through, unless we wanted it to. And people respect it a lot. And we'll see. But, you know, there's a chance if this really worked out, they could rebuild. You know, it used to be a very, very good nation. You go back, I have friends that old timers, they used to go there and they used to do well. They used to build in Iran. They built apartment houses and they built office buildings in Iran. Hard to believe, right? But there's a chance that maybe that comes back. But whether it comes back or not, I think we have a very powerful deal that we're negotiating. The exact opposite as the Obama deal. The Obama deal was a disgrace. It gave them a nuclear weapon. We do the exact thing. We, under our deal, they will never, ever have a nuclear weapon. One of the other things that happens, and this is important, but there's nothing more important than taking away the capability of a nuclear weapon from Iran.